on, we're running out of time. Those kids are counting on us.
If we don't stop them tonight, this town will never be the same.
Destroy those toys!
No, 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 no! No! Ah! Ha! Eat our snow, you... They're not attached. Why aren't they attached? I thought they were attached. I would never, in a million years, have done what I just did if I didn't think these were attached.
Klaus.
Yeah.
The animated movie. Netflix original, I guess, because
Yeah, it's original.
And
Yeah, it was
did it
nominated
win?
for Best Oscar.
Nominated but didn't win.
Nah, Toy Story 4 won it because it was Toy Story 4. So
Right.
they already get that the Oscar.
You don't even have to explain. If it's going against Toy Story, anything, you're not gonna win.
So
Yeah.
so it's a Netflix original, but what production company was it? Or
I think it's its own thing. Because it was a guy that used to work for Disney and animate for Disney, so he kind of went off and did his own thing. I forgot what production it is. But Netflix picked it up and gave it the green light. So, and now we got Klaus. Came out like 2-3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
that long ago? I thought it was pretty new.
Maybe
Nah,
two.
from what I saw, because I saw what Josh was saying, it was like dude
19.
worked for Disney, and then he went off on his own thing.
It's only a couple years.
A couple years. Okay.
It seemed like it's hella older.
Yeah. Because I saw it the year months before the Oscars.
I think it was nominated for the 2020 Oscars. It came out in 2019. I think it was nominated in 2020, last year's award show.
Wait, no, because last
That's why I
year's
feel like it wasn't that long ago.
because last year's award show that was
The year before.
the year before, 2019. That's when Toy Story 4 won, and then 2020 last year. That's when Soul won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't up against Soul?
No, because
Because it's saying
Every five years,
2020 Oscar nominee.
which one? This one?
Yeah, Klaus.
Can it be nominated for two different things?
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, I think
20 Wait, hold on, because I'm thinking 2020 was that the year. It was the same year Toy Story won. I know that for sure because I was kind of like, okay, it's either going to be Klaus or Toy Story. Last year was Soul and it was, what's it called? Onward.
Mm-hmm.
Few other films, like one of them was on Amazon Prime. And
I'll have to look into it more because what I'm looking at right now, it says 2020.
yeah.
So, but yeah, so this was Josh's movie. He had seen it. Lamar and I hadn't, so this got on our list of Christmas movies to watch this year. So I'll start it off and say it took me 2 tries because I think I had too much going on when I first tried to watch it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to get through this, so I had to stop it and then retry it, and I ended up thinking it was really cute. I really enjoyed it, but I was worried at first. I thought I wasn't gonna like it.
So I turned on the preview and Katrina was like, I'm not watching this shit with you. Like flat out, like, I'm not watching this with you. Watch it before I get here. Then I was gonna watch it, but then I was like, I told Lamar to watch it with me. Cause I was like, I already had bad expectations. And so the movie was it's like one of those movies you can't go wrong with. Like you can't, with this recipe, you can't go wrong. The only thing I wish they would have done was put David Spade as the main guy, because he gave me
He didn't sound like David Spade enough for you.
No, he didn't give me the full sarcasm. So he gave me the David Spade energy, but it wasn't David Spade. Like what's the David Spade movie when he gets turned into the llama? Yeah. So that's the energy I was getting, but he wasn't fully giving it to me. So it was kind of bothering me. It kind of kept me at bay. To where it's like it's cool because it's not you're never gonna say this movie's terrible. It's like having the perfect recipe and you just throw whoever you want in it. You're not gonna fail with this movie. So it was.
You needed him to go full on sarcasm.
Right. It felt like he was holding back. Like it was certain scenes when it was like, oh, you could have hit it a little hard or said something a little more sarcastic or a little more snarky, like a little more attitude at certain points. But like I say, it's like you can't go wrong. You're not gonna be like, oh, this shit was terrible.
Yeah.
It's somebody singing gospel at the Apollo. You're not gonna boom. You know what I mean?
And
They sing about God.
animated movie about Santa Claus. I mean,
Yeah. And they took a sad spin on Santa Claus. It was like that ending was like a dark twist. Like God.
yeah, because I wasn't expecting Mrs. Claus to not be around. If
Right.
it was the backstory to Santa Claus, I was like,
Mhm.
"Where's Mrs. Claus?" And he mentioned that she passed away, and I was like, "Wait a minute,
Dark as
you're gonna
hell.
come back as a ghost?"
Well, my question is, they already had like, okay, so Christmas exists before the presents, I guess, because he brought up that idea. So I'm like wondering, what did they do when they wake up for Christmas if Santa
Right.
Claus doesn't exist and the presents were coming around? So what did they just wake up and have the Christmas tree, or like?
Well, in
One
that
of those.
town, they were probably fighting each other. 'Cause that's all they did.
It was shit about nothing but fighting.
That was hilarious because it was like they just fought, like it was just back and forth with everything. And even when they started to like come together with the letters and the presents and everything, they still had an attitude when they were doing stuff for each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, the part that had me cracking up is when because there's the grim people and the like more light skinned people, like the what's it called, the red hairs people.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were called, but there was some part where he's all like, "Man, he must have really hurt his leg," because he kept on complaining. But the kids that he didn't like the fact that the kids
We're helping him.
Things I caught, because I've seen this movie like 3 times, like the third time today with mom.
Hmm.
She enjoyed it. She thought it was really cute. So like the more times I watch it, there's other things I miss.
Hmm.
Even was there another one? Nah, I think that was like the one that really stood out. Everything else I've laughed because it's so bizarre, but it makes sense to where you got all these crazy people going to war with each other.
Hmm.
Eventually they start liking. So I like their new spin on like Santa Claus's origin. Even though
Right.
like I've so many Santa Claus origin stories, I thought it was cool how they had their own interpretation.
Hmm. How everything started, how the
Mhm.
requesting gifts by letter, and you won't get gifts if you're bad. You have to be a good kid in order to get gifts.
Yeah.
It was so funny
Yeah.
how they turned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how they gave something cool because he was like an asshole to him.
Yeah. That's what I say. It's like it's a good Christmas movie. Like ain't never really can say, like you cannot say anything bad about it.
No, they like if they didn't put that much thought. I like watching the animation. Like at first, I was kind of like, how the hell is this getting like, it got like a high score on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. Like reading certain reviews, like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, oh, it's because it's the animation.
Mhm.
And cool. But as the movie like progressed, I was kind of like, okay, I'm feeling this. I kind of like where they're going with it.
Mhm.
I would say if they didn't take the seriousness in Santa Claus, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much. Because like I say, even from the beginning, the dude it was like I could only see David Spade doing the shit he was doing, and it was bothering me. Like because in the beginning he's like an asshole. He's just sitting on his throne and doing all that, but he wasn't asshole enough. Like I didn't get the full on that I wanted in those scenes.
You wanted Cusco in those scenes.
Yes, yes.
Go
I want him to
full on
be a straight
Cusco.
asshole. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted him to be a.
I didn't know too much about what this was about. I just figured Christmas movie Claus, it's about Santa Claus, but I didn't know it was like his origin story. So that was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting that. So I didn't know where it was going. I was like, okay, this guy's a postal worker. He's being sent far, far away to learn a lesson, but
Right.
what's happening? So, but I thought the little kid that didn't speak English, I thought he was going to be like an elf. I thought that's where it was going to go with that. Like somehow he's going to build a toy, and then the program was going to be like, oh, let me take you to him so you can help him make more toys. That's where I thought it was going to go.
Right, because they showed how the reindeers were apart. Even though he wasn't flying, like they showed that the reindeers was like, because he's like, we can't drag this motherfucker, and then he finds the other reindeers. So it's kind of like they touched on the regular story, but they didn't fully go off. But I don't think they needed to. I think they did enough. Because it was funny because the postman's getting an attitude because everybody's like, "Oh, Santa Claus, and he brought this, and he delivered it to my house," and he's like, "I can't say nothing, but it's pissing me off, like, cause I'm the one."
Like, oh, it was me.
Yeah, he's just listening to him brag about Santa Claus, and it was pissing him off. But if David Spade was there, he would say some shit to make you like laugh. You get what? Do you guys feel what I'm saying?
So you're saying like he would have actually said something maybe under his breath instead of doing like a look?
Yes. David Spade would have brought a different energy to that scene.
Well, you can't really
To
put that
those
on
scenes.
David Spade. You have to put that on the writers.
Jason Schwartzman, who's not that funny, but I thought he did an okay job in this one.
Oh, he did all right.
I actually kept on forgetting it was Jason Schwartzman. I kept on thinking it was David Spade because the way that he talked reminded me of Cusco for Emperor's New Groove. So that's why I couldn't really think like that because it just sounded so familiar with it. And I don't even like Jason Schwartzman that much. So
right, but so the energy he was giving me, it was like diet David Spade. That's why I say I could just feel it. Like David Spade hits marks in every movie he's in. He hits those sarcastic marks where it's just like, this guy's an asshole, but I love it. So there were certain scenes when I was like, just like say something right here. Like even the big moment when he's approaching the bad kid, there wasn't enough for them to play the rap song for him to walk back like, yeah, I told him. It was like you weren't enough of an asshole to be like, I won. You know?
I just thought that music was just random no matter what.
Right.
I get what you're saying. Like, it probably felt more earned if he would have said more stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of glad they didn't really try to make him too sarcastic because it worked with his character for his character arc later on when he starts feeling like, what's it called? Starts feeling love for the other kids. Like, he started to turn over a new leaf. So I think it kind of makes sense in that type of what's it called in that context. So
yeah, but like I said, I just hate that my mind went from the beginning of the movie. My mind went there when I saw him because I don't look up the actors. So when I saw him, I kind of thought it was David Spade, just from
how the character was drawn.
Yeah, so based on how the character was, he was just like I'm the man. You know what I mean? Like I'm just chilling. So when he started talking, I'm like, I can't tell who this is. Like I don't know who this is. But the sarcasm wasn't there, and that let me know this is not David Spade. Like it's not him.
I was gonna say, you could have just said in your head this is David Spade, but it wasn't enough David Spade for you to make it him.
Because I haven't seen him in a role where he was lackluster. Like David Spade is one of those people you don't really look for in a movie, but when you see him, you get him. Like he doesn't miss his mark on being a sarcastic asshole. I haven't seen anything where he's missed that mark. And that's from fucking the movies with Chris Farley to his cartoon movie to anything he does, he always hits those marks. Like his sarcasm is through the fucking roof.
What was that most recent one he did? The wrong Missy. That's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in that, because he's hella old, but he still hits those marks. Like he just gets the point across by just saying simple shit to where it's just like so. It's so sarcastic that you feel it in your soul. Like that's the shit I be thinking. So I think that kind of pulled me back. But like I said, it's still a good movie. It's just like they shouldn't have played so close to that. I don't know if did this guy have something to do with the Groot movie?
What's up?
Did he have something to do with the fucking David Spade movie, the cartoon?
It was. I don't think so. I think he worked on more of Aladdin around that era.
Yeah, because I didn't think about it watching it, but now that you guys talk about it, it does make me think of Emperor's New Groove and that Cusco character. So I wasn't thinking about that at first.
Nah, the character does remind me, but as far as like the animation, because Emperor's New Groove, like the animation compared to like Aladdin and Lion King is hella like different. Like to me,
I said it's not even the same.
No. I just say
well, okay, so it was in this the way the character was moving. Like I said, when I saw how he was moving for some reason my mind went to David Spade, but I think it's because of the Emperor's New Groove. So when I see a character moving, like his like legs are like fucking overextending and bending, the way he was moving, it was like from that movie, like from like Hercules and Emperor's New Groove. You know how they had the same type of animation. So from him, that's what I got. That type of animation where it's like flexibility. It's just like a goofy ass. He could fall off a cliff and not die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm kind of glad they didn't go too much like Emperor's New Groove, because I would probably been like, it's the same thing. Stop biting off Disney. So that's one thing I'm kind of glad they didn't do the exact same thing. But yeah, like, because he starts off like Cusco, a spoiled brat.
Yes.
Entitled, yeah.
It was the exact same.
Yeah. And yeah,
except in this one, he got sent away, and Emperor's New Groove, he got turned into.
He wasn't a llama.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say the villains are similar. They're both female characters that are hella old.
Yeah, and then they both like, he had the head mailman that was just like a asshole, like Emperor's. Yeah, like.
What was his name? The guy that kept on giving him a hard time.
Yeah. He wasn't really giving him a hard time. He was just kind of like, I don't believe you're not gonna be here. So he would just say some shit like, I don't care. Like,
I mean, I think they both were like giving each other like fucking hard time, like tripping each other or like,
yeah,
hell of a mess. But that was Norman McDonald. Rest in peace.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was like, he sounds hell familiar, and I was like, wait, yeah, that is Norman McDonald.
I had to look everybody up because I was like, oh my God, I know this voice. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, that's who that is. But I couldn't figure it out on my own.
So I should have did that in the beginning. Maybe I should have looked up the guy that seen it wasn't David Spade, so I could just take my mind off of that altogether.
And do you know who played the teacher?
Nope.
Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones played the teacher. Rashida Jones, which she's from a lot of things.
The Office, Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Quincy Jones' daughter.
What's the Jones' daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, so they had her playing a white lady.
Yeah. That and what's it called? I just heard what you said. J.K. Simmons is this guy here.
I didn't know who was who. So when I saw his name on the before I push play, it says his name, but I'm listening for his voice, so I'm not sure if he's playing the dad or who he's playing. And then Klaus, however you say it, doesn't come up till like a little bit later. So I didn't realize it was him.
Tasha, say Klaus. Stop giving me that Latin accent. You got me saying it like that, like Klaus.
But I think they said Klaus in the movie. So.
Oh, I think they did.
Yeah.
Klaus, yeah. And the two main people from the town, the old lady was Joan Cusack, and the other guy, I forgot the other guy was Will Sasso from Mad TV.
Fucking love Will Sasso.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where he was from. I knew his face when I looked him up, but I didn't like click on his face to see what he was in. So.
Oh no, I said I love Will Sasso. I used to watch Mad TV.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it like that.
That was my favorite. Besides Living Color, that was my favorite sketch show.
Yeah, because SNL was not the one. So Mad TV was like fantastic. I that shit was hilarious to me.
Did you watch Kids in the Hall?
No.
No. I think that was a sketch show on MTV, but
I don't even know what it was. I remember I used to see the beginning of it like, nah. I thought it was on HBO.
I thought it was on MTV.
Damn, I thought it was on HBO. I don't know. But no.
No.
I don't know, but no.
So do you know the guy that plays the postman, Lamar?
What's his name?
Jason Schwartzman.
What else was he in?
He was the most recent thing he was in that I know you've seen was Fargo.
The black one?
No, he was the one that was sleeping with the nurse, the crazy ass nurse. And when they would have sex, she would like choke him.
Did he kill her?
No.
Just give me his name. I only watched the Chris Rock season.
That's the one I'm talking about.
I just asked you if he's in the Chris Rock season. You said no.
No, I thought you said, is he Chris Rock? I thought you said something else, but no, he's in no. You said is he the black one?
I said, was he in the black one with Chris Rock?
You said was he in the black one? You didn't say nothing about Chris Rock.
Wait, okay. How about, have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
I seen his picture. I know who he is now.
Yeah. Fargo was the most recent thing I knew you'd seen that he was in. So I was like, I wonder if Lamar's gonna remember.
The last thing I remember and was Scott Pilgrim as what's his name? The main boyfriend.
Yeah.
I forgot
his name too.
Yeah.
He played I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but he plays the voice of one of the kid.
Oh no, I never seen that.
He's in a lot of what's his name? Wes Anderson films, I think.
Yeah, a lot of those, like, I don't like a lot of those movies. Like
I'm not really big on them either. I just know about him. I know Sam really likes them.
Tell me one of his movies.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Royal
Excuse me?
What was that?
The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, that was one. Rushmore, I think that was your films.
Did they do the one with the hotel? What was that one called? With
The Moonrise Kingdom?
no. The
Grand Budapest Hotel?
yeah, that one. Did he do that one?
The fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. His movies I don't care for. They're supposed to, they're comedies, but I guess they're like really dry, dark comedies, but I don't find them funny.
But you like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
That's animated, so it gets
Yeah. I was watching it, I was like, this is like the same humor he has in all his other movies, it's just animated.
It's animated, yeah. So that's the difference.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It's George Clooney plays the father Fox. Who else is in it? I don't know, but the kids and I used to watch that all the time.
Is it animated or is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like 2D animated. It's kind of more
Scary as fuck.
yeah,
No.
I'm trying to figure out what I would call this animated. Like near claymation, sort of.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, claymation.
Not
exactly.
cartoon animation, but it's animation.
The pictures I'm looking at, it looks like the Chuck E. Cheese gang walking in real life, which is fucking terrifying.
Was it also? I think he did the Isle of Dogs. That was another one that was similar to Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that one.
I didn't bother seeing it. I was like,
that one had Edward Norton. He played the voice of one of the dogs.
This shit looks scary as fuck. What the fuck are you guys watching?
Used to watch that on
He's
kids.
like a human fox with a fucking fox face. That's scary as. I ain't watching that shit.
Watch it with Katrina.
Hell nah.
Watch her like that one.
Nightmares. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, I really liked the duels between the two. What do you call it? What would you call them? Not families, because they weren't families.
I think they were families.
People. Like descendants. I guess they were descendants from whatever, but they hated each other from like back in time because it was
kind of like Romeo and Juliet. You know, that always goes back. I always say that when it comes to like two families that have a rivalry.
The two houses.
The two houses, yeah. There we go, two houses. But I like how they're just like there's like they say it's tradition. Like even though everybody's getting along, it's like they only go after each other because that's what they've been doing.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. And then now you have like get together.
They even had a moment where they stopped fighting and they're like joyous together. Like right in the beginning when he shows up and he rings that bell and they all stop like, what the fuck? And then they all start laughing together. It's like I don't really hate you, but I have to hate you. It's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when he's like they're laughing at him being the postman and he has like some dude strangling some dude.
Yeah.
And they're all like stuff like that cracks me up. Like those little things like that I've noticed in the background always laughs me up. Or when they're carrying somebody and like wrapped up in like a blanket or something, it takes them in the house. Yeah. They're like
those old ladies had dead bodies.
and that
But it would have been
Always
even
had
more
that
funny if David Spade was in the scene talking. It would have been even more funny.
Let it go.
You and David Spade.
If he would have worked,
Yeah.
he would have worked so well.
So would Dougie Doug. I think Dougie Doug would have.
David Spade or Dougie Doug would have fit better.
Dougie Doug could have been Klaus. Could have been Klaus.
He could have been. He could.
You know what could have been Klaus? Ving Rhames. I think he would have been a good Klaus.
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Ving Rhames or Will Smith?
I thought I heard you say Rick Moranis for some reason.
Rick Moranis.
Random.
That's I think Will Smith would have been a good what was his name? Jesper. And then Ving Rhames I think he could.
So redo it as a Black story and have Will Smith be the postman and Ving Rhames be Klaus.
Yeah. Because if you listen to Shark Tale, listen to that, listen to his voiceover in that, and
Circle,
might not
like
be sarcastic enough.
Down, right, be right. It's circle, like square, trick, I swear.
Will Smith might not be sarcastic enough for Lamar.
But he would have got the point across in a different way. Like I said, it just bothered me because it seemed like it was supposed to be sarcastic. He seemed like he was supposed to be that character, but it didn't go all the way.
I didn't think about it like that.
Like the cartoons being an asshole, right? The cartoons being an asshole, dumping the shit, but the voice is like a oh, let me see. Oh, cool. I'll go talk to my father. Instead of being the asshole in the scene.
What about when he was turning the little kid away because he couldn't understand what he was saying?
But it didn't hit as hard as Dave. Imagine David Spade turning that kid away. Just imagine it. It was funny how he just like disregarded, like you can't speak English, you can't write a letter. It's funny how he kind of disregarded it, but the way he would have disregarded it if it was David Spade would have been so much funnier, man.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say they wish David Spade was in a certain role more than Mark.
Well, I don't know. I don't feel like you could put that on the actor though. But I will say the part where the kids were turning in the letters and he had the group of kids that didn't have one, and they were like, "We don't know how to write." He went from asshole to helping them out like really quickly.
Yeah.
He was like, "Sucks for you." Wait a minute. And then he was like, had the thought of them going to school to learn.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just a realization that he needed letters.
No. It
just so he can get more postcards.
Yeah.
So his goal was to get out of there still. So he's like, shit, they can't write. They can go to school, learn how to write, and give me postcards. That's all his whole thing was postcards.
Yeah. I think once he started hanging out, because I liked the chemistry between, even though they're cartoons, him and Klaus, when they were like really cool together, and he started hanging out with that one teacher. So I think like during those times he's hanging out with his friend, because it seems like he didn't give a fuck about anybody at the post office or his dad. He just wanted to be at home and be spoiled. So it seems like this was like his first French, best friend in a while, or
but it would have hit even harder if he had David Spade on his side. No, okay, so no, I gotta agree with Tasha. I'm not blaming the actor. I'm blaming because you have to write sarcasm for somebody to display sarcasm. So I can't put it on him. It's not like he was saying the lines and I was like, oh, that line didn't work. He's saying his lines. But the energy of so maybe it's just the drawing of it. The energy of the drawing didn't match.
I have a question. With animation, do they have the animation first and then the person goes in and does their voice, or do they do the voice first and then they do the animation according to?
I think they do. I think they do the voice first.
So then, Lamar. So if that's the case.
When I watch them, they always have the script going, and the person reading the script is watching the character while they're reading the script. I don't know how they have to do it like simultaneously, because to capture that energy, I don't know. I watched the behind the scenes of Shrek, and I seen Eddie Murphy looking at the screen while he's reading it, or maybe he's doing re-recordings. Don't they do that too, Josh? Like after it's recorded, then they'll go back in and fix what they need to fix.
Yeah, I think they do that too. I mean, I'm going by what they've done like years ago, so I really don't follow animation like I used to. Like as far as like, because I know Aladdin and like Lion King, they would like just say the lines without looking at any of the animation. Even in the new Lion King, they should have like
We don't gotta talk about that.
they would no energy. And if I'd be like, you know what? Watch the fucking movie. Here it is. Just look at it.
I was gonna say if the case is they do the voice first and then the animation after, then Lamar's case is actually, if David Spade was the one to do it, it would have been more sarcastic because Jason Schwartzman is the one that's doing.
Yeah, but like, did David Spade even want to do this film? Did they even, like, did they say, hey,
you would have said yeah?
Yeah.
He said, I've already done a Cusco. I don't need to do another one.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could just replace him with like, okay, you're saying sarcasm, right? So you're saying David Spade is the best person for like a white guy that's sarcastic?
Yeah, I'm saying that, and
Ryan Reynolds do something like this.
But he's okay. So David Spade is the most calculated, sarcastic white actor I've ever seen in my life. Like the moments he takes, the moments he's sarcastic, it's like sometimes you won't even hear it, and he'll just say something. It's just under there, and you like, God damn, that guy's stupid. Like, because you're thinking it, and he's not overdoing it. It's just like it's on his mind, so he says it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's the best at that. I can't think of any other actor that's as good as he is at that.
Mm-hmm. Well, lucky for me, I wasn't really thinking it like that way, so maybe that's the reason why I enjoyed it more. But sorry, Lamar, you had a
No, you know what it is, because I really like the Emperor's New Groove. I like it a lot. So, like I said, the way he was moved, like his opening scene and how he was, instantly my mind went to that. And then, like I said, the movement was for the animation, my mind was still on that. Like, damn, I know if he was here, he would have. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or you could have made it worse. Sometimes you heard those actors that 1 minute they're cool and the next minute you're like, what the fuck happened?
But I haven't had a scene. Oh, I haven't had a part where David Spade got on my nerves like that. Like Ryan Reynolds gave it to me before.
But you also might have gone into it if David Spade was this character and it was more sarcastic. It would have been too much of Cusco, and you would have been like, he's doing this again.
No, I don't.
Or it could have been like, oh, you ripping off the Emperor's New Groove, you copycat,
especially if it's not Disney.
You have to really overdo it for me to say that. Like I said, I hate to keep using Kevin Hart, but it got to a point where I'm like, oh, he's doing this again.
Yeah.
David Spade is who doesn't like sarcasm? Like that, you can't overdo sarcasm if you're doing it right, and unless you're Ryan Reynolds, and it doesn't work for that time. You know what I mean? There hasn't been a time where David Spade doesn't work.
You also don't see David Spade a lot, whereas like Ryan Reynolds, you do. So after a while, it's like, okay,
no, I don't
Ryan Reynolds thing again.
Like I did. Because so the funny thing is, so I liked him. You guys didn't like the movie, but I liked him in the first Hitman's Bodyguard.
I didn't mind it. Josh didn't like it.
I didn't care for it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So and then I liked him in both of the fucking Marvel movies. And then it got to the second Hitman Bodyguard, and I was like, nah, this ain't working. But then right behind it, he had Free Guy, which I actually really liked, but he was doing the same thing. Yeah. So I think it's just where you play.
I think he was doing the same thing, but I didn't get as annoyed with him in like Deadpool 2 or Red Notice when he's like just saying all the stuff that like keeps on going, being sarcastic. I thought Free Guy kind of toned it down a bit because I really enjoyed Free Guy. Yeah, that made me want to go see another Ryan Reynolds film. And I actually like it a little bit better than Ready Player One.
Really?
Story.
That's tough. That's a tough one, John.
I've been saying like story wise, I thought Free Guy had a better story to tell.
I need to watch that.
Yeah,
that's just me. That's me because I'm going by as like it's been done before where it's like people that are supposed to play games are, you're supposed to know your place, and you got one person that's, fighting against the system or whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool of it. Ready Player One, that's got a lot of fan service. Like that story.
Yeah, I'm just ignoring that. I'm talking about just the story in general, the way, because that's what we're coming to. So the way they were doing shit, it's like that's like prediction of the future, because that's exactly what they're trying to do now with this Facebook shit. It's like the same shit.
You talking about Free Guy? Or
No. Ready Player One.
You're talking about getting a ticket?
No, Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is Meta now.
Uh-huh.
To where so now they're building this fucking world, and people are buying property in that world with real money, but they're buying property in the world. You see how ridiculous it sounds already. So Ready Player One, that was like the world is fucked up, but when they go in there, it's like, oh, now we chilling. I got money. I got this. I got this. So it's like that's what they're trying to do with Facebook. Because even in Ready Player One, they would win shit. And it would be like real money, and they order shit
in the game.
In the game, you
in
order it in the game.
Reality.
It comes to you in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So Facebook is pretty much trying to bring that shit to life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know.
No, okay, so look up Meta, because they did a whole announcement about it. It's like so Facebook, they don't want it to be Facebook anymore, so it's going to be called Meta, and it's going to be a whole virtual world.
Mm-hmm.
So people are buying actual property in that world. They're buying it with real money.
The virtual world, or like
virtual world.
You can't live in there yourself.
So okay, so The Sims.
Yeah.
Now you buy property in The Sims and you build your house.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing on this Facebook shit, but it's going to be a real social thing. So like if we're Facebook friends, I can invite you to my house that I built, that I paid real money for, but it's a virtual fucking world.
So yeah, like
the crazy thing is people are doing
like, the world is shit, so they stay in their whole little thing, like their little world.
Yeah, you stay in your house
for the most part,
because there's COVID outside, so we need everybody to stay home and then go in this virtual world.
It's gonna be like Black Mirror. Pretty soon, you're gonna be able to be in there while you're still in your recliner at home.
Or like that Bruce Willis movie. What movie is that, Joshua? They were
Surrogate.
Yeah. They're at home, but they're controlling their fucking characters.
Yeah. Well, like Ready Player One, that's actually would be an interesting thing if they realize, holy shit, we're actually like, they try to hint on it at the end, like, okay, one day out of the oysters and we send in the real world. But I'm all like, this is kind of, the story would be more interesting if they saw the issue with people staying inside all the time. Even if what's up?
It's just weird because it's what's really happening. Like so after we get off here, just look up Facebook Meta and you'll see all the shit. They're trying to really build that. So like, how you order on Amazon, right? We order off Amazon.com. So if Amazon buys a property, Amazon could build an Amazon store in this virtual world. You can go in there and shop and really buy shit.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that.
No, that's what they're trying to do. Everything.
Real quick, I want to say that this podcast is not sponsored by Facebook, Meta, or Amazon.
Just bleep it.
Now I'm gonna ask you something. So when Ready Player One came out, did you watch it and realize it, or was it like you saw what they're doing with Facebook, and did it remind you of the movie?
No, so Ready Player One, it's like it's not too far off. It's not ridiculous because those gamers that all they care about is gaming. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's so when I watch Ready Player One, I'm like, damn. It's kind of like watching WALL-E, like when they're like all the people are just gonna be fat and riding scooters. Like, damn, this. It's like you can kind of see it. I'm not saying like I predicted, we're gonna have this virtual world. So I watched it and I just watched it as a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I do see similarities with WALL-E and Ready Player One, where this could be the real life. But like as far as like the whole story goes, it's pretty much they're just trying to win prizes to get to the next level. And the whole thing about like the setting of the movie is like we're in the future. People don't want to talk to each other, like unless it's online, which I always thought that was kind of a little disturbing.
That's what
yeah. Where like have you lost like way to socialize in real life, or like
Yeah.
because I remember the people that were gonna like what's it called? They lost hella points were about to kill themselves in the movie where like that one business dude died. He's like, oh, and he about to jump off the window, like jump out of the window. I was like, this is funny, but kind of fucked up.
Very dark.
Yeah. But then again, like that's just a normal thing.
Right. It's
Right.
like you can, like I said, I ain't saying I had like a vision like, oh, this is reality, but you can kind of see it. You see the shit they're doing to bring it to that. And then when you watch Free Guy, they already fucking have those glasses where you can see shit in virtual reality. What is those? Are those red bands? They have the glasses that you put on just like Free Guy, so you'll be in a fucking video game like Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah. And they
So you'll be like,
they actually had some gamers actually have what's it called?
the red bands.
They had like cameos, like I guess like famous gamers that go on YouTube and post like live videos that they like playing the games or doing the games. They actually
They were in the movie.
Yeah. They actually got remember those when he's like adding up points and he's like killing all the people that were murdering people. Yeah, like all the people that were just like, who is this Free Guy or whoever's this guy? That was the gamers real life. So yeah.
Oh, the ones that were coming out and they're like they had the headset and shit on.
Yeah. Like I don't know that much, but I look up a few videos and I know what's it called? I forgot what was her name. There might be Cutie Pie or something. One, I forgot what it was, but anyway,
I've heard the name
gamers that
Cutie
they got
Pie
for the movie.
before.
Is it Cutie Pie?
You probably heard Cutie. No, you probably heard Cutie Pie and Klaus because there were a lot of cute kids in Klaus. Because it's a Christmas movie. Writing letters. I'm trying to bring us back to Klaus. I don't know how the fuck we got on Free Guy.
It's all right. All right. I think David Spade could have delivered that sarcastically.
I can't even pinpoint how it started.
I'm trying to bring us back.
Oh, because we're talking about sarcasm, Ryan Reynolds, and then Free Guy, Ready Player One, and Klaus.
Now we're gonna close out Klaus.
What stars did you guys give it?
I understand what you're saying, Lamar, but it's not as distracting as it is for me, as it is for you. Because I wasn't even though he reminded me of David Spade, I kind of was just enjoying what he brought to the character, which I kind of appreciate that. It did remind me of Cusco, but it didn't go all the way Cusco. So I think Cusco is a little bit more spoiled because he has a lot more power in Emperor's New Groove. Yeah. Like he straight up wanted to fucking get rid of the whole, like a whole village.
Yeah, he was a king, right? Cusco.
Yeah, he was
emperor. It's in the name. But in this movie, he's the son of, what was he? A sheriff or something?
He was like the chief of posts. Like he was running stuff, so you can tell he was had hella money, and that's the reason why he got the job.
Cusco had more.
It didn't take me out. Like it wasn't the missing David Spade part wasn't enough to be like, man, fuck this movie. It's like it's like if you go to the ice machine before you get water and you get 4 cubes, and you're like, God damn, I wish I had 6, but I'm still thirsty. I'm still gonna drink the water. You know what I mean? It still quenches your thirst. So it wasn't like I was like, fuck this movie, man. David Spade should have been in here. It's just like I had that want for it. Mm-hmm. I accept what you gave me, but you could have put cheese on that.
So what rating did you give it, Lamar?
I gave it 2.
Would it have 3 if it was David Spade?
It had a 4.5 if it was David Spade.
Damn.
Really wanted David Spade.
2.5 whole stars more for David Spade.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 stars.
But I will say this. Lamar watched the entire movie too. Like he didn't complain. Mm-hmm. So that let me know it's still a good movie, and this is clearly not for my age. But so he still liked it. Like I said, I still think it was a good movie. I'm just talking about what I wanted more. Maybe it's just a spoiled thing.
Yeah.
Well, I gave it 3 stars because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute, and it had some good humor in it too. Like it had some sarcasm in there, maybe not enough, but Like in the beginning, the beginning when they sent him away, and he was like, he's gonna thank me later. And he's like, everything's going wrong on the trip. He's like, thanks a lot, Dad. Thank you, Dad. I thought that was so.
But if David Spade would have,
I gave it 3 stars.
So without David Spade,
David Spade would have took that scene and be like, "Well, look at me now, Dad. I'm doing fantastic without you." You know what I mean? He wouldn't have said, "Thank you, Dad." He would have said, "Great life over here."
So it's the over the topness that took you out.
But no. I said it didn't take me out.
No, I don't mean take you out, but as far as the character and wanting it to be David Spade, is it because the guy was too over the top and David Spade would have had it a little bit more?
No, so they set the tone for David Spade. They set the tone for Gumbo, and I got fucking Top Ramen. The Top Ramen was still cool, but you told me you had Gumbo without telling me you had Gumbo. All you said was we got soup. All you said was we got.
You thought the Gumbo, that was Gumbo, was actually clam chowder, and without even looking at the label, you poured it into your bowl. You ate it.
No.
You realized, oh snap! This ain't Gumbo. This is
no. Josh, it's like you walk in somebody's house like, we got soup. What kind of soup? Is it gumbo? They're not saying yes or no. Is there chicken in it? Yeah, there's chicken.
No, because they're not.
But it's chicken top ramen. But you're not saying it's
you to look at the label before you eat it. That's what you can't do. If somebody offers you something and you just assume it is, of course you're gonna be set up for disappointment. So anyway, without David Spade, I gave this movie 4 stars for balancing out tone. For 1 minute, it is pretty funny. Next minute, has its cute moments, has an emotional moments. I felt something a little bit. Didn't make me cry.
Right. It wasn't quite Up, when it was telling the story about, his wife.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Up, but it didn't have that,
And also, I'll say this. Some people out there who's watching it might disagree. I actually probably would have gave this the Oscar instead of Toy Story 4.
I can see it.
Yeah. Because like Toy Story 4 was cool, but that's because like it was just cool seeing, Woody and Buzz.
Just waiting for Toy Story.
What's up again?
Everybody's just waiting for Toy Story. That's one of those franchises hard to mess up. Like, but if you got like the Incredibles and then you doing a sequel with some stupid shit happening, you gotta piss the fucking crowd off. You know what I mean?
That's when you got 14 years after the
right. You got 14 fucking years to film it and write it, and then you come with some bullshit.
Yeah, like Incredibles. I guess we're done with Klaus.
Oh, yeah, so it's in Klaus. And I want to say, with the ending of Klaus, Josh gave Preacher's Wife 2 stars, and he gave Klaus 4.5.
Wait, I gave Preacher's Wife 2 stars.
I think you gave it 2.5, but still.
Huh.
Was it 2? Was it 2 or 3? Well, Lamar just listened to it, so.
All right. Well, then Lamar says some things, and then afterwards,
it'll be blasted.
He'll try to say it to manipulate situations, but I'm gonna have to go listen to it myself. So how about that?
Tasha's gonna put that. It's gonna rewind back to it.
I gave it 4 stars.
I gave it 4 stars too.
I gave it 3 stars. Good movie. For any reason, if I said 2.5, maybe I meant 3. I don't know. I gotta look it up again. But like I said, Preacher's Wife didn't really make me feel something like this movie did, even though it's a cartoon. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm talking about it as a story, characters, whatever. Like I really enjoyed this film. This is a film that I gone back to rewatch each year.
I'm gonna say this. I'm never gonna watch this movie again. Like, it's not that it's bad. It's you put it in that this came out on Christmas. Wow.
If David Spade was in it, he'd watch it again.
Actually, going to watch Emperor's New Groove again every Christmas.
In place of Klaus. But Josh did say Preacher's Wife wasn't rewatchable for him either. So that might have been the reason why he gave it 2 or 2.5 stars, whichever one it was. But so that's
so you didn't say it was terrible at all, but you just said it was a 2 or 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. And if you said so, yeah.
Okay. Trying to close this out.
I'm gonna make my own video and post it on Instagram. Like, hey, this
You
is
said I'm a realist motherfucker.
I like it, but not that much. So if you said it's 2.5, it's not really worth me going.
No, 2.5 is not bad though.
But no. I mean, look at like thinking about Features Rock. I usually give films like that 3 to where I think it's good, but not rewatchable. Yeah, 2.5. I guess maybe the half was Whitney Houston singing or whatever. Maybe I don't know.
That was the hat. You didn't even get the 3 for Ian.
Right.
You ignored the Ian angle. Was like, fuck that. I don't care. 2.5.
Because our nephew was in it.
Maybe if they had Will Smith and Denzel, Will Smith, I thought would have been better.
Then you would have gave it 4.5 stars.
I would have given 4.5 stars.
That doesn't even compare. That's not even the same.
Because Will Smith actually helping people out instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna get these pizzas for myself. I'm gonna get these hot dogs. He's not. He would have been like, I'm gonna save this baby carriage from running into.
No, you have to say. You have to say, if I would have got Sidney Poitier, you got to go higher. You can't go.
Oh, if I got Sidney Poitier, that's going to be 5.
But what I'm saying is, Will Smith is under Denzel. You can't do that. You got to go higher than Denzel.
Not to me. You hear that, people?
Will Smith is over Denzel?
Will Smith is over Denzel.
Tasha, take notes for posts to make. Take notes for posts to make later. I can't wait for this one. You've been smoking me on your last one, Josh, but on this one, you fucking smoked me on that Joffrey one. I was 17%. Let me.
No, not just that one. With
I know
Dumber and Step Brothers. I smoked
but
on
that's
that one
different.
too.
That is different. The Dumb and Dumbers and Step Brothers, those are your people.
Wait,
if I said,
okay, so we gotta go to Tasha's.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so closing out Klaus.
I thought we already closed.
This is the. So, our next movie is going to be Holiday Heart with Ving Rhames and Alfred Woodard. So that's going to be our next discussion.
That was my suggestion. Good night, everybody.